Good morning, family. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. Boy, let me tell you, if Thursday was not a powerful day in Team Effort Network, I don't know what was. It was just off the chart. Getting the day started with the Team Effort Lifestyle Call and the phenomenal testimonies that we had, but ending up with Show Me the Money, Mr. T call at it was at 8 o'clock, and we had a what was the gentleman's name from the Pittsburgh Steelers that was on the call with Mr. T last night. I think it was Craig Davis, with the former Pittsburgh Steelers player, was on the call with Mr. T last night, 8 o'clock. But 9 o'clock on Pat Lowe's calling and the North Carolina team, we had none other than our CEO, Mr. Mel Gill, on that call, rocking it last night. I know I didn't get a chance to listen in last night because we had an awesome TPP going on, but thank God for Terry in Chino Hill, California. When I got up this morning, I put my recorder on and I listened to that call, and I am on fire based on what I heard from that call last night. So, family, it is Freedom Point Friday here in Team Effort Network. Freedom Point Friday. Welcome to the call. Go right ahead and introduce yourself and let us know where you are calling in from.
Washington, D.C., Robert Smith.
Hi, Robert, Washington, D.C. How are you, sir?
Fantabulous. J.R. Williams.
J.R. Williams.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Welcome. Reno, Ray Craig, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Good to hear your voice.
Well, thank you, sir. Good to hear you. Come on, sir. It's
showtime. Bridges from Clinton, Maryland.
Clinton's in the house. Watch out. Clinton Merlin is in the house. Welcome to the call. How are you this morning?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. Go right ahead, family. Keep it going. Who's with us? Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from? Okay, I heard a few names. Let's get this. Do that again. Where are you calling in from?
Brooklyn, Marilla, Southern Cal.
Okay, Southern Cal. Hey, Bella, how are you, dear? And I heard that.
Well, thanks. And you?
I'm doing great. You sounded excited this morning.
I am. I'm fired up. I love to listen to your call, and I feel like go to work.
But thank you. You know, you have to know you're bringing a lot of joy to this call, too, just by introducing yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I heard Sabrina from Brooklyn, New York. I hear you, girl. I hear you back there. Welcome to the call. Well, family, you have down into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call where you're going to hear something that's going to move you from facts to faith to action. If you have not done so already, go right ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from.
Ainsley Carter, New York City.
From the UK. Ainsley Carter from New York. Anita Poole from the UK. How are you doing this morning?
Fantastic. What a great call yesterday as well with Mel Gill on Tax Call. Obviously, it's the middle of the night for me in the UK, but I make sure I listen to every call the next day, thanks to Terry Whitener with his recordings. And did you hear what Mel said about the different countries, including the UK? It's so big.
We are growing rapidly, and we're opening up to so many countries. I'm telling you, family, we're at the right place at the right time with the right product. So you all are in such a position of favor. Thank you for that, Anita. Well, who else is with us? We're going to mute out in just a few. Please introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Yes,
oh, my goodness, Miss Sheila McDuffie. Look, Jessie. You know she's going to be heard. You know she's going to be heard.
But that's all right, though. That's pretty
Hi, Miss Sheila. We're doing great.
So excited. I'm ready to introduce you.
And Jesse Downer, welcome to the call. So you are growing your team and new business partner last night, huh?
Oh, yeah. Loving it. Preston and his wife, Ashley, and also got Preston Pell.
Yeah. Beautiful people. I love the beautiful people that are joining this business. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful people. Well,
yes,
family is with us. We're going to mute out in just a few. Go right ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Good morning, Pastor Denise.
Good morning. Who is that?
Samantha, right.
Hi, Samantha. How are you, Samantha?
I'm good. It's Friday. I'm 10 and I'm 10 all over again.
It's Friday. And look, Samantha, before I mute out, what little song you going to sing for us right before I mute out? Go ahead and sing a little tune for us right before I mute out.
I want to tell everybody this for the weekend. Pick your tin up, baby. Pick your tin up and spray today.
Let's tell you more. That girl got.
All callers are muted.
You will make up a song at the drop of a hat. We're gonna have a 10 jingle. Come on, Samantha, you gotta help us write one. We have to have a 10 jingle that we can all get. When we come together, these Big 10 universities, we can all sing our jingle together. So Samantha, hook us up one. We'll run it past Mel and Amy and see if we get the approval. But what a fantastic week we have had in 10. It has just been phenomenal. I had a wonderful joy this morning. Listen to the call from Mel Gill last night on Pat Lowe's call from North Carolina. I'm telling you, it was just so great. It was just so inspiring, uplifting. You've got to listen to these calls when you get a moment to step back and grab yourself I'm not going to say a cup of coffee, but grab yourself a tube of spray and just listen to wonderful things that happen around the globe with what we're doing here in Team Effort Network. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to bring my business partner in because we had an explosive TTP last night. I'm telling you. I don't think this level of sound, noise, have been as loud as it was last night at our TTP. And that's showing me that we are going places and we're going there fast. People are catching the vision. They are seeing this just as plain as a nose on their face, and they are running with it full speed ahead. Pastor Del Way for 1 star. Sir, are you there?
I am here. I'm telling you. Boy, you thought you were at a tailgate party last night at that TTP. I mean, it was so many people and so much noise. And I tell you, at the end of the day, when you see all of that excitement and you see people who brought their guests and they were so focused on Paul's presentation on the product and my presentation on the conversation, and at the end of it, you see people saying, give me my application, give me a pen, here's my credit card. You see people just signing up. It is such a beautiful sight that when we finish those presentations and see people all scattered throughout that room filling out applications. I mean, it is an amazing, amazing thing to see. And when you think about some of the people that were there and how excited they were to join this company, I'm telling you guys, it is really, really happening. Just like Mel and Amy said when they first introduced this company to everybody, to us, they said, people are going to want what we have. They're going to want it. And man, I tell you, they saw this thing early on, and we're seeing the fruits of it now, where people literally are saying, wow, I've never seen anything like this that is helping people and that has the compensation that we have attached to it, where you really have an ability to leave the next generation changed because of the wealth that you make during your time. I'm telling you, it's just an amazing opportunity, and I'm so excited for all of the new people who joined last night. I had a chance to peek in and get some of Mel's calls last night as well, and he was blowing it up, man. You're talking about fire. It was fire. This has been some week. It's been a power. This week has been nothing but sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Starting Tuesday night on Mr. T show, the Money Call with the CEO, going all in through our TTPs, then get to close out, last night on Pat's call with the founder and the CEO of this company, talking about the new people and the very first person signing up in Puerto Rico. I mean, it has just been a fantastic week.
One thing I love about what Mel said last night is that, and the reason I believe we're going so rapidly is that everyone is really focused on helping people. When you think about it, when you're sharing these sprays, the reason you're sharing it because you know of a friend or a loved one that is dealing with something physically or dealing with something with their health. And so now we have something that we can offer that can help enhance that part of their life. And I think that's what it is. I think that's the main focus is we're all really focused on helping people and making a difference in people's lives. And then to be compensated for it, it's just a win-win situation. Vitamin sprays, easy delivery system, it's a market shift. Like Mel said, it's a new shift in the market in the health and industry, and we're at the front of it. This is a market shift, Sam. This is a market shift in the health industry, and we are at the front of it with the best ingredients, top quality, and we have a good price, which is what Mel Gill mentioned last night. And just be happy about where you are, because the best is yet to be seen. Well, Pastor Dell, we have a very exciting team on the call with us today. New York is blowing it up. As you hear, we hear from the North Carolina team. We hear from California. We heard from South Carolina yesterday. And now we have none other than the New York team on the call. So we are going to welcome to the call Miss Sabrina Wright, Mr. Ainsley Carter, and I think Mr. Vincent Thomas may join us. But New York team, are you there?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Well, team, welcome to the call. It's good to have you guys on here. And New York is the big city. Now I know if you all at the forefront of New York, boy, where is that going to put you all in a few months?
I would defer and let Miss Sabrina Wright, the awesome. I have this thing about Sabrina from the time that I met her. And then she came to me. She said, "Well, I have the passion." She woke up and she said, "I have the passion." I said, "Well, hallelujah." So I'm going to let Miss Sabrina Wright take the passion and bring it to you.
Okay, Sabrina, let's share what's happening in New York.
Oh my gosh, we are so grateful right now.
Now, Sabrina, we can barely hear you. You sound a little bit too far away.
Oh, okay. Are you hearing me a bit better now?
That's a lot better.
Okay, I apologize. I should have said, Anita Poole. She always said, "Can you hear me?" like Verizon. But I just wanted to say good morning to everybody on the call, our Twin family. We just want to start by thanking the leadership. New York wouldn't be rocking and rolling without our uplines, without our downlines. We want to thank Mel and Amy Gill, our CEOs, LA, Kevin, Nikisha Baum. Is the bomb. I mean, Pat Lowe, especially Terry, who records all of the calls and keeps us up to date on something. So, we just want to give a special thanks. We can't start the call without giving thanks to our family. And a year ago, I and Sister Ainsley, my partner, we were introduced to this fantastic 10 products, the 10 family. And it's the true foundation. It has been a true blessing for us. It is like the soil, and each one of us were planting seeds in this soil. This year was a great year because I had to wait one whole year to see if my kids were going to suffer from allergies this year. And I don't know if anybody else out there on the call has suffered from allergies in the past, but if you're not having allergies this year, it is because of the B and the T. Last year, we noticed a huge difference, but this year, phenomenal. No sneezing, no coughing, no running noses, no up and down in the middle of the night. It has been fantastic. That is the ultimate goal for us because it's getting inside of our children. And getting it inside of the kids is fantastic. No pills, no this, no that, no worries. Something that I was listening to earlier this year is that our children, this generation of children, next generation of children, they have a lifespan that is projected to be shorter than ours. I mean, kids live shorter lives than their parents. And it seems like it's okay. It's like another fad. Yeah, they're going to die early. Like, I don't understand how the government, how pharmaceutical companies, how doctors are not actively getting involved in trying to save our children for the next generation. I can't understand that. So for us to be able to have kids and to have this leadership and to be able to get this spray into people's hands, getting to get the word out, and, the wealth will come, everything will come later. That's pretty much where my passion, as Mr. Ainsley mentioned, my passion came from just knowing that vitamin sprays is truly the future. I mean, this is the iPhone of vitamin nutrients. I don't know if anybody understands that. I mean, we talked about, Dr. Bell said something about the 8-track replacing, the audio cassettes and the CDs replacing the 8-track, but right now, vitamins tin is the iPhone of vitamin nutrients. It's going to replace the shots. It's going to replace all of these shakes and drinks and all these other billion-dollar industries that Mel talked about. CEO Mel Gill talked about the other day. But right now we're just using our imagination. Every time we go into a TCP, we're using our imagination because our imagination, our thoughts, our mindset, our philosophy, this is what we can control. We can't control people. We can't control the yeses and the nos, but we have to use our strengths to bring recognition to this brand and, to this brand. And I'm glad that Pastor Bill always mentions the brand recognition because, yes, we all have an opportunity to be a part of putting the TIN logo, the TIN product, the TIN family, and the TIN compensation plan into people's lives. I mean, this is a phenomenal place where we are within this company. TIN is really the gateway to the future. It's the gateway to prosperity. It's the gateway to good health. There aren't any limits within TIN, and I could go on and on and on about, how grateful and fantastic the future looks because of TIN, because of Mel and Amy Gill, because of people like yourself, Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale, L.A., Kevin Bond, Pat Lowe, Honeybee. There's so many individuals within this company, and you get Keisha Bond just gets out there and puts the pedal to the metal, and it helps us. We're out here in New York City, and we got 9 million families, and we have children that we need to nurture. Each one of us is, as a single mom, it is my job to touch my babies in the places that I can't see. I love their eyes, their nose, their hair, but I can't touch their heart. I can't touch their lungs, their pancreas, their liver, their kidneys. I can't touch that. I can't nurture that. But now I can. Now every parent can nurture the parts of their babies that I can't touch, that they've never seen. So, if it doesn't get more powerful than TIN, I don't know what it is, but Mr. Ainsley, where are you with this? Back me up here. Tell me what you think.
Well, I tell you what I think. I tell you what I know. I know that you are going to be on top of the world pretty soon. So I'm going to start off on a different note and say thank you, everybody, and thank Mel Gill and everything. Sabrina, you did a awesome job recognizing all the folks who are on here. I'll tell you a little story. About 23 years ago, I was knocked off a ladder. Well, when you're young, you forget, and when you think you're young, you do some crazy things. So I was standing on top of a 14-foot ladder, which would mean that my head was about 2 stories high, and something happened and I came off the ladder. Damaged my ankle. The doctor said that I would have arthritis. Well, I love to walk and to jog, but what happened is that I can only do the walking until 2 days ago. I said, let me try to jog. And sure enough, I thought that I re-injured it and that I'll be down for a while. Lo and behold, the soreness lasted for like a day, and I'm back, and I'm telling my son that I'll be back jogging again. Well, I could not have done that without the sprays because it took 23 years for something else to make a difference. That said, I want to validate Pastor Denise. Pastor Denise, I remember she was on the morning prayer call. She couldn't sing, she couldn't talk. She tried her best. And she would text me and say, Brother Ainsley, I'm on my way to the emergency room. And later, she don't have to do that anymore. She can sing, she can do whatever she wants. So thank God for the sprays, because it would have been the steroids. It used to be the nebulizers and everything else. So that's a validation towards where I know Pastor Denise came from to where she's going. I want to talk a little bit about life in general. My dad always used to say, son, reach for the stars. Reach for the stars. And I believe he was always trying to tell me, make a difference in life, aim for something. Then we had Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson would always say, keep your eyes on the prize. during his election, that went over, but it's still, there's certain things that stay with you. Reaching for the stars, keeping your eyes on the prize. But then there is something else that happened. Always talk to everyone. Always talk to everyone because you're going to learn something, whether it's what you perceive to be the vagrant or what you perceive to be the educator. There's a wide range in between, and you will learn. Always look at life as a balance. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're hearing? Who's going to encourage you and who's going to try to discourage you? I say that to say it because motto of my last 2 months, I always make mottos. Take the positive out of the negative and not the negative out of the positive. You're going to hear, or we're going to hear, or we have heard, every time you're about to do something, someone always comes along and try to discourage you. No, it cannot be done. But you got to use that negative fuel to burn that positive fire that you're looking for. So the other thing is this, that I want to thank Mel and Amy Gill for giving us the food. This positiveness, this positive energy, the sprays that are helping so many people. All you got to do is listen to Pastor Denise and see how, I wish she had a tape of how she sang before. In a few months, I probably will make another announcement that I'm privileged to say that at this stage of the game, there are very few people know. Pastor Denise, I thank you for your support. But it will be another change within my life that I've been waiting for, and that will be by July, I would know if it is a really, really positive physical change, and I believe it is. So, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale, I want to thank you for serving us with the food that Mr. Malgill and Miss Amy serve you with, which would mean that we are now eating. I'm now eating. Sabrina is eating. All of us is eating for all that food. So one thing that I've learned is now that we have to do something within the network marketing situation. We have to share that food. We have to go ahead and make sure that we duplicate it the way it's supposed to be. Sure, we're going to add a flavor so we, just don't feel knocked down. The other day, Mr. Brinner had to correct me or something, and I had to say thank you. Thank you, because that's what we need. We need to know that folks are working as a team, and we have a big old team here. We have all this thing going on here that what do we say? We are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's a compliment to Team Effort Network, that we can reach out to one another. We can be corrected at some point in time. So, that said, I want to turn it back over to Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale, and I want to thank you all for having us here today.
Ainsley and Sabrina, I tell you, boy, I really feel and hear the passion coming from the both of you, and there's no greater leaders that we can have in New York than the two of you. And you've gotten consistent. You're doing the TTPs every weekend. Before we end the call, we do want you to share where your TTPs are being held. But Sabrina, you mentioned earlier the importance of these vitamin sprays in our children, and I really could not help but, wonder at the rate that our children were going with their health, with the way foods are being produced and all the sodas that are being consumed, the supersized sodas and the big gulp. My goodness. I mean, all this, the things that our children have to eat because of mothers and dads being so busy to really give them a really good nutritional meal. And Pastor Del, you can touch on this. We were talking about glutathione, the ingredient that's in our cell energy, the glutathione, and it really talks about usually when you get around the age 45, your body just stops producing glutathione. So it's usually those are things you usually have to worry about as you got older. But now we're discovering that if you have a large intake of sugar, that depletes your glutathione. And Pastor Del, you spoke on that in one of our TTPs. Can you touch on that a little bit right there?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things that one of the doctors was sharing with us about this glutathione. Excuse me, he was so excited that we had this product in the form of a spray. He said, this is going to be revolutionary, what you guys have in the form of a spray. He said, because you've never seen it done like that before. To have glutathione in a spray with the delivery system that we have, an amazing absorption rate. He said it's going to be amazing. And I was doing the presentation, and I was talking about how after 45, your glutathione level starts to slip. And no matter, how much you do right, it just, age kicks in, and the level starts to slip. And it's hard to replace those levels and get them back up. And sometimes you can lose up to 50% of your glutathione levels. And he came to me after. He said, that was a great presentation. And he said, I really love what you said about glutathione because that's so true. He said, but what we're finding now as well is that sugar takes such a major hit on glutathione, knocking glutathione levels out. He said, well, we're finding that because of the younger generation having so much sugar in their diet, so much processed food, the way that they're injecting sugar with, like you mentioned, the big gulps, and even the food that they're eating the sugar is added to the food so that it can become addictive, and people want to keep eating it. You just keep going back to the same place, eating the same food because they have sugar mixed in it, making your body addicted to it. Well, he said what happens is that sugar now is starting to take out the glutathione levels of those people who are in their teens and 20-something and 30-something. And so what's going to end up happening is the chronic diseases that we're experiencing now after 40, 45 years old, he said they're going to begin experiencing them in their early 30s. And I was like, wow, just blown away by that. And that's why it's so important for every one of us on this call to be an advocate, to share this story, share this product with everybody we know, because we literally are putting in the hands of the next generation the product that's going to change their lives. So it's really exciting to hear, that these young people are really taking hold of this thing. We had a bunch of young people in the meeting last night. The young people are bringing young people, and as they're seeing this, there was a young gentleman sitting on the front row last night, and every time I said something, he was like, wow. His eyes just been blown away. And let me tell you, he was one of the first ones to get up and start filling out his application. So if you give them the right information, they'll know what to do with that information. So when I see the passion that I'm hearing from New York now, I was looking, this was online, because you definitely hear a whole lot more passion too. But Sabrina is just really sharing the story about what this company is doing and what we have in our hands to do. And to have you guys geared up again and, working your TTPs, I've been getting the emails, you're doing consistent TTPs, that's how it all gets started. It gets started when somebody decides we got to open up a TTP, we got to host it, and we got to begin allowing people to come to these meetings. There's people in Long Island, people in Brooklyn, people in the New York area that we're finding more and more people are calling and saying, is there anybody in New York? Is there anybody in Brooklyn? Anybody in Long Island? Well, that's how the fire gets started, is when people from around the country start sharing with their friends, and their friends are around the country, and they say, well, now, yes, there's a place in Brooklyn that just started doing TTPs. You guys keep doing those TTPs. Those TTPs are going to continue to get fuller and fuller and fuller, and the excitement and the fire of New York is going to take off, I guarantee you.
Pastor Dale, if I may jump in here, I'm glad, because sometimes we tend to forget within our own self. Our business partner Vincent, he's at another very, very important meeting. They made him, I believe, last year vice president of the Chamber of Commerce in Coram. And so I spoke to him just before I came on the call, and he said, look, we're opening a new building, so I have to be here. So please make sure that everyone knows that the magnitude of what he's doing in Coram, Long Island. The other thing is that before we go, I'm gonna say what's happening here, but my business partner Sabrina once I'm finished, I think she should say about her son's tooth when he went to the dentist to realize that vitamin D had a very, very important part to play in his teeth. I decided that I had the space, I had the opportunity, and it would be open up to do the TTPs for free. We're not charging anyone here. 1103 Clarkson, Crystal Wings Gallery. Just come on in and let's share the information, because it is awfully important, not only to me, not only to Sabrina, but because I want to be the first to say that I've made a difference in the magnitude towards the health of East Flatbush, Brownsville, New York. One of the most, some folks would say, they have a stigma. So I wanted to change, and fortunately, I was able to get Miss Sabrina Wright to come on board in many, many different departments. That's what is happening here every Saturday. As we move to the summer a little bit more, we'll be open up, and the TTPs grow. We'll be open up hopefully on either Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, because I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to make a difference, not only in their lives, but other people's lives. So, Miss Sabrina, you can tell them about your son and the cavities in the tooth.
Cavities.
Sorry.
Okay, Sabrina, we can't hear you, dear.
My son last year, he went to a regular old dental checkup appointment, and the dentist started scraping his tooth and scraping off, I don't know what it was, but it turns out that it was tooth decay. And he says to me, well, this is odd. Just like that, he's a young man, just coming into that practice, and he says his cavity healed itself. And I'm saying, do cavities do that? How would they do that? He goes, I don't know what you're doing, but he starts scraping. He says, you see this coming off, this tooth decay? It heals itself, so it pushed the cavity to the top, and he's able to just scrape it off. Wow. With some type of utensil. Yeah, and that was, and so obviously, as we all do, I did some research. I just Googled cavities healing themselves, and boom, what was the first thing that popped up? Our free sun vitamin D plays a huge part. Yeah, it plays a huge part in healing tooth decay and cavities. So, that's another testimony. Find out if your children see the changes. If you're spraying your kids, find out about the changes. Any little thing, how they're feeling, how they're looking. It's just evident. It rises to the surface. What sensing do just rises to the surface. But go ahead, Pastor Denise, and take it back to them.
Wow. Wow, Sabrina, that's amazing. So you took your son to the dentist. The dentist was saying that the cavity was healing itself, and whatever you're doing to keep it healing, the dentist didn't even know it was a vitamin D spray, huh?
He didn't even know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so you're helping the young people with cavities, because we got testimony from the dentist who said that the cavity was healing itself, and whatever you were doing, keep doing it. But he did not know that you had your child taking the vitamin D spray. And then you also mentioned how the allergies, how the sprays are helping the children with the allergies, and that is so true. My son had allergies every with this time of the season, every spring, he would break out with the eyes. The eyes would be itching so bad, and they would warting, and he would go through the sneezing, and we would have to go to CVS and get the little eye drops, put it in. But this was the first year he has not dealt with that, and he felt so good. He speaks very highly about those vitamin sprays because he just hated that season. He just hated the sneezing and the headache and the eyes itching and running. And this is his first year not going through that. So, these vitamin sprays are amazing, amazing. And Ainsley, you're correct. You're right. I remember, I can never stop sharing my story about what the vitamin sprays did for my health. And Ainsley was around when I was in and out of the hospital. He was. Every time I was in hospital, Ainsley was one of the first ones to know I was hidden in the hospital because I was having an asthma attack. And I got to say, guys, God is good. I have not had an asthma attack since I have been on these sprays. I have not been on one drop of steroid. I have not taken one inhaler. I am just feeling good. I really am. And these are the stories that we're getting in regard to these vitamin sprays. Folks are just feeling good. It's like Carlithia said, we're not dragging anymore. We're not, we have the energy now to do the things that we want to do. Who would not want to be a part of that? Who would not want to be a part of taking something that just restores your strength, that gives you energy, that helps the conditions that you're dealing with? And we know, we have to say, we can't claim that our sprays can heal or cure any sickness or disease, but I can tell you that as a fact, it helped me not to have a lung transplant. Now, hey, you do the sprays yourself and you give us your story, because this is what's happening here in Team Effort Network. Well, Sabrina and Ainsley, I hear the passion coming from New York. Sabrina, will you please give the location where you are having your TTPs and how people can reach out to you there in New York?
Yes, Pastor Denise. To everybody's invited. Fly in, take a shift, take the train, do whatever you got to do to get in to our TTP and breathe experience. We're at 1103 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Area code 11212. That's 1103 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11212. Send any of your family. They'll be pretty in, fantastic in, and we'll make sure that they have your numbers, that they come in under you. We're just there to help. We're there to share, and we're there to improve everybody's life. So you can trust them with us, and, let's just get that word out and start helping you build your business.
Right.
Thank you.
Sabrina, do they have a phone number they can contact you?
Oh, sure. You can just get me direct. 718-864-0217. If you don't want to talk, you can send me a text message, and I'll answer your text message just as quickly as I will answer the phone. So that's 718-864-0217.
Thank you. Thank you. Ainsley, thank you, sir. You got it up and going in New York.
Thank you. You know what? Let me add my phone number also, because there's some, so you'll be 917-295-8598. And listen, just come, let's have some fun. Pastor Dale said you have to have fun in Pastor Denise, I love my fun. So let's go and have a great time in understanding the sprays and what they're going to do for you. Sabrina has lost, 19, 20 pounds? I don't know. She's losing weight.
Sabrina, you're holding back, girl. You're holding back, Sabrina.
32 pounds. 32. Thank you. 32 pounds. That's
oh, wow. To God be the glory, because I know that there's going to be an awesome announcement coming from me. I'm going to hold it down, and folks, just hold on tight. Hold on tight, because we are here and we are not going anywhere. So, Sabrina, I do thank you. Pastor Dale, I thank you. Pastor Denise, especially I thank you. So, let me stop.
Well, family, Pastor Dale, before we go out to one star Kevin Von for our quotes for the day, what do you have, sir, to say to this team here? Do you hear that passion coming out of New York?
Yeah, you guys keep it up. Keep up the great work. You keep on putting the logs in the fire. They're going to keep on getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And let me tell you, it's going to begin to get so hot in New York that people are going to be flying us from all over to help you guys do these TPTs and Super Saturdays. Just looked at my email and got an email from corporate saying that the fifth check, the largest sales, we have more sales in April than we've ever had in this company. That's your fifth check. That's your residual check. The fifth check is growing because we have TPPs that are growing all over the country. So keep it up, New York. We're with you and looking forward to get to New York once again.
Hey, Pastor Joe, since you mentioned that fifth check, why don't you tell them what that fifth check is? That's the one that everyone really wants to focus on.
Well, that fifth check is your monthly residual income check. That is your check that as you build your team and your people begin to reorder their product through their ordership, and that team get larger and larger, At the last Wednesday of the month, the company looks at your whole organization to see how many people reorder their product and how many points you have in your team. And every 6 and 3 split, every 9 points in your team is considered a cycle. And when you cycle, you get $25 per cycle, and you can cycle up to 6,000 cycles a month and get $150,000 per month on that cycle bonus. That is your 6 check. You get paid every week. You get your fast start bonus, your team builder bonus, your executive bonus. You get your weekly cycle bonus. All of those take place on a weekly basis. But your 5th check is your monthly check, what they calculate every month. So we're excited about that check because it's growing rapidly by evidence in this email.
That's those Friday Freedom Points I was talking about, family. Those are the freedom points that we're talking about here at Team Ever Network. Well, Kevin Vaughn, 1 star. What's our quote for the day, sir?
My 1-star business partner, Saturday off at the news. How y'all doing out there? I know y'all are excited today. Wow, what a great call. I tell you, Bell was on fire last night again. I tell you, one thing I heard, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's all about the people, Pastor Dale, ain't it? It's just about the people's lives changed. Yeah. That's what's so exciting, I tell you. And what an honor. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the right place at the right time. And you just better thank God, ladies and gentlemen, for the opportunity for you to even see this, because this is really a life-changing event. And I can also say it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime event, too, being with this wonderful company, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mel and Amy, we thank you so much. You guys are amazing. You are amazing, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale. You guys are awesome leaders. And I tell you, you guys have been setting the pace up there, and the whole country's now starting to get aflame, all from the West Coast to the East Coast, because you guys have set the pace for us. So thank you so much for all that you do each and every week. Hey, I've got some quotes from Maya Angelou. Everybody knows that Maya has gone on to her next journey, I believe, and we got some quotes from Maya Angelou that's going to encourage you today, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to stay fired up, encouraged today, and just know that you will win, as Pastor Denise always talks about. Our first quote from Maya Angelou, ladies and gentlemen, these are all three from Maya Angelou today from her awesome life. You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgotten. It's all there. Everything influences us, each of us. And because of that, I try to make my experiences positive. That's what we do in 10, ladies and gentlemen. We make all our experiences very positive. The next quote from Maya Angelou is, my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. And to do so with some passion. Woo, that's what we all got, ladies and gentlemen, on this call. We got some passion. We got some compassion and some humor and some style. Somebody mentioned today is about having fun, right? We got to have fun in our wonderful business. The last quote of the day from Maya Angelou, ladies and gentlemen, is so powerful. And this is really what we're all about, and what Mel was talking about the other day. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Wow, I love it. Back to you, Pastor Denise. What a great day.
Thank you, 1 star, Kevin Vaughn out of Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you so much. It has been a phenomenal week. We have so much to run with. Our hearts are filled because we're hearing from these life-changing testimonies around the world how these vitamin sprays are just really giving people their life back. These are the words that we're hearing from those that are taking our vitamin sprays. I'm getting my life back. I'm living again. I'm doing things I didn't think I'd ever be able to do again. I feel so good. I got the energy. I want to do more. I'm spending more time with my children. I'm loving what I'm doing. And this is what we're hearing on a daily basis. What a wonderful feeling it is to know that we have something that is changing people's lives. It really is, one spray at a time. So we want to thank you all for deciding to make a difference in the lives of others, and continue to do so as you go forth throughout the week and reach out and tell someone what you're doing here in Team Effort Network. Bring them to a TTP. Let them see the full presentation. Let them see the full compensation plan. I guarantee they're going to want to join you and be a part of this great movement that is taking place throughout the globe. We want to say thank you to Mel and Amy Gill for just dreaming so big. We want to thank them for believing at a young age that they could do it. They didn't want to follow what the 9 to 5 and do what everybody else was doing. They wanted to make a difference. And because they dreamed big, we can now dream big also. So family, go out there, dream big, believe in yourself, know that you can do it, and just share what you're doing. I guarantee your team will grow to numbers that you never thought possible. Love you, family. Be back on the call Monday morning as we hear from our coach, Keisha Bond. We get our week started. And be back Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to join the Spanish call that takes place in another 30 minutes right here on this line. Same number, same access code. We have Spanish-speaking friends and guests. That call starts at 9:10 Pacific, 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. So get your friends on. And even if you don't speak Spanish, just dial and listen anyway. You can still hear the passion. As Mel said, just call and introduce yourself. Let them know that you're there in support of what we're doing here. Whether we can understand what's being said or not, we still can feel the passion and love that comes to all those that testify. Well, go out there, family, make it happen. It's your life. Make a difference. And know this. What do we tell them, Kevin? You are
loved.
And you are appreciated.
Appreciated. All right.
God bless
have
you
an
all.
awesome day.
Sabrina Ainsley, thank you so much. God bless you all.
God bless you too.